Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, November 6, 2017. What's going on? How are you? How are you doing? No, really, seriously. Are you okay? I've been thinking about you. Is there anything worse when you don't want someone to, if you don't want to talk about your fucking troubles, and then there's that overly caring person in your life that notices them? And they're like, what's going on with you? I'm cool. I'm good. No, seriously. I'm just picking up something on your energy. What are you fucking Star Trek? Yeah, you read my mind? You're right. I don't need you as a non-fucking psychiatrist walking around my brain. Everybody thinks they're fucking qualified because they watched a couple episodes of Dr. Phil, and he makes it look so easy for the simple fact that the man does not give a shit. Okay, he's there for one reason only, all right? It's for the who is after the show. That's why he has that fucking angry... You ever seen a guy helping more people with such like a fucking angry look on his face? I got the Chiefs fucking Cowboys game on in the background. How many times does the special team fuck up a free lunch when the punter kicks it right down to the 1 yard line? They're just the worst. The guy fucking did it. Everybody wants to be the guy that does it, and then they fucking fumble the ball into the end zone. And what happens? The punter takes the hit, and rather than him having a 41-yard fucking average for the game, it moves down to 38, right? And the second they see that 3, all of a sudden they want to move you to another team. Nobody ever looks at the nameless cunts that run down the fucking field, the wedge breakers, all of them, right? The guys that nobody has talked about since John Madden stopped announcing games. They go down there and consistently fuck that play up. This has nothing to do with NFL special teams. This has nothing to do with people asking me, how are you doing? Is everything good? You look good, but I sense a sadness. It's just like, can you just fucking let me sit here? All right? Wait, I'm ready to talk about this. It's like this isn't yours to talk about, right? Anyways, can I say anyways one more fucking time? My last podcast, I left you. I was at the Surf Ballroom, right? Chantilly lace and a pretty face, a ponytail hanging down, a wiggle and a walk and a giggle and a talk. I was there. Make the world go wow, 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 wow. And the next day, I was flying Air Choice 1 to Chicago, and then I was taking another puddle jumper up to, what the hell was it? Milwaukee, right? So me and Dean Del Rey, we show up. We had like the greatest fucking night ever. We stayed at this hotel that was designed by Frank Lloyd Webber. Amazing hotel. So we drive up to the airport. The airport, the Mason City Airport, is just one of the greatest thing ever. I'm going to upload some pictures. You walk in, there's probably 12 chairs for people in the waiting room. And you go through this little security area. I love little airports, little mom and pop airports. I get up there, Dean checks in, all good. I go to check in. I'm on the 925. I land in Chicago O'Hare. I have a little layover, and then I'm going to go up to up to Milwaukee, right? For my what I thought was a 7:30 show. Turned out it was at 7. So I get in there, and the lady behind the counter goes, you're not flying until 5:25. And I was like, that is impossible. I won't be in Milwaukee in time for my show. She goes, well, according to this, you're on the 5:25. I go, all right, well, is there room on the 9:25 so I can switch flights? She goes, no, I'm sorry, that's sold out. So immediately, me with my temper, I go, oh, so what? So what? That one's sold out, so you bump me to the next flight? And she just stuck her hand out. Like when your dad used to say, cool it, right? She just stuck her hand out and she just goes, hey, we don't do that here. Right? Starts fucking giving me shit back and starts saying that I screwed up. I mean, like, what do you mean? How do you know I screwed? I got a confirmation number. I got all this type of stuff. And she goes, we don't do that. I go, okay, so you guys never mess up? You never mess up. This is on me? My travel agent never screws up, right? And we're going back and forth, and she starts fucking yelling at me. And I'm keeping my voice. I'm definitely on my toes, but I'm not yelling. But she's yelling at me, raising her voice. And finally, I just said to her, I said, lady, why are you yelling at me? Okay? I'm the one who's getting screwed here. Your shift ends at whatever time it ends. It's no skin off your back. I'm not yelling. I'm not swearing. Why are you swearing? Right? I'm not yelling. Why are you yelling at me? She got all fucking pissed. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. I thought people were friendly in Iowa. That's what I heard, right? So now I have to get a fucking rental car. And I have to drive from Clear Lake. I called my people up. Everybody's trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. So now I got to rent a goddamn car in Clear Lake, Iowa, and I have to drive from Clear Lake, Iowa, all the way to Milwaukee, which is going to be nothing but fucking cow pastures. You know what I mean? I'll tell you what's amazing is that anybody could crash and die in Iowa. That's what I took away from this fucking drive. Because all I see is it's just a giant field. You know? Sorry. Anyways, so I call up my travel agent. We go to fucking figure out. I don't know what happened. But it turns out it was somewhere on my end somebody fucked up. So I walked up to the lady and I said, listen, I apologize. I actually apologized to her. I just said it was somebody on my end. Where can I get the rental car? And then I just had to fucking deal with that shit. And the stupid thing said it was a 5-hour something minute drive. And I just got in the fucking car and drove like 80, 85 the entire way. I averaged 79 miles an hour. That was with no stops, no getting gas. But whenever a truck gets in the left lane and tries to pass up a hill, that fucks the next 20 minutes of your life out, But anyways, I ended up making it there. My apologies to the lady, who could have been a little nicer. I think I brought it out of her. All right, but I will tell you this, okay? People tell me how friendly everybody is in Iowa. Until you question what it is they're doing, then all of a sudden they get their backs up. Or I met one of the few angry people out there. I don't know, Slipknot's from Iowa. That's not exactly happy-go-lucky music, is it? So I fucking drove all the way into Milwaukee like a maniac because I wanted to get to my favorite hotel in the United States of America, which is the Pfister Hotel. I swear to God, it's called the Pfister. It's the last name of this family. It's spelled Pfister. If you are ever in Milwaukee, that is where you stay. You stay at the Pfister. All right? It was Guido Pfister had the idea for it, and his kid came through with it. This was the 1800s when his last name was Pfister. All right? Somehow they say they were German, but his first name is Guido. I mean, is it Pfister? All I know is, as far as I know, I think fisting had died down in the 1800s, so you could have that as a last name. But I believe in Roman times, according to like movies like Caligula, that was going on. But now with all the sexual harassment and evidently all these fucking lunatic perverts / rapists in Hollywood. I love that they're acting like this is specific to Hollywood. That's something they do all the time. Like if there's like an NFL player that gets busted for domestic violence, they go, what is with these athletes beating women? And it's like, that's not it. This is just a microcosm of it's just a little sample of humanity. I would actually be willing to bet that there's just as many plumbers out there that get accused of domestic violence as football players or whatever. It's just that plumbers don't sell out football stadiums. There's not a giant plumber stadium to see, a first ballot Hall of Fame plumber plumb a sink. So nobody pays attention. So everybody gets to act like, oh, it's going on. It's in Hollywood. It's over here. Like they always notice what people on television are doing, you know? I mean, look at Bill Clinton. I mean, okay, this guy comes on a fucking Fern and he's blowing a load on a dress, which is standard, I guess. That's more pedestrian. Place for your jizz to end up. If you're going to sit there in court, and your lawyer's going to be going, all right, this is going to be a little bit of an embarrassing day for you there, buddy. They're going to bring your jizz in. And, but it's on a dress, so I'm willing to bet that a number of people, that are in the jury at some point have splooged on a dress, at very least one of their own T-shirts. Let's not forget about tube socks, but that, that goes without saying. Right? But then, if you're on trial and you did it into a plant, that's a little weird. A plant is different than, if you fucked outside, because then you're just outside. But a plant, that's just really specific. I thought Hollywood was green. I thought they gave a shit about the environment. Anyways, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, yeah, it's an unbelievable, this fucking hotel, you could have shot The Shining in there. I mean that in a good way, not in the creepy way, because as creepy as that movie is, that is a beautiful hotel. And it's basically, I'll upload some pictures of that too, but it's like literally something that Stanley Kubrick could have filmed one of his masterpieces in. And also, they have the greatest, sickest, death-defying steam room in the country. I know all this is really sounding bad. Pfister, steam room. Trust me, it's all above board. It's just, if you go there, this is how it works. The steam comes on for 7 minutes. You're going to be in there either for 20 minutes or a half hour. If you get the half-hour one, it comes on for 7 minutes, okay? And it's literally like a steam pipe broke. And I had to get underneath the towel because what you want to do is just let all that steam come in. You got to tough it out for 7 minutes. All right? Because it's not going to come on again until the final 7. If you got the 30-minute one. 20 minutes, it never comes on again. So as hot as it gets, you got to know that steam has to last for the entire time that you're in there. And there's a shower. There's you got your own private place, and there's a shower down the end of it. So the first day I went in there, I opened the window a little bit because I couldn't take it anymore. And then I closed it when it started to die down. I realized I let all the steam out. And then 4 minutes later, it was borderline chilly in there. So I was like, fuck, I screwed it up. All right, so tomorrow when I get there, I'm just going to tough this shit out, right? And I was under a towel 4.5 minutes in, literally going, fuck, And I just couldn't take it anymore. So I was like, don't open the window. Run to the other side and turn on the shower, right? It's like an overhead shower, and you have it on cold. And I went over there, and it was half a degree not as hot. The steam, I ran by the steam thing, and my fucking legs felt like... I actually understand now what it feels like initially when you're on fire, because you know what you want to do, but you can't do it because you're too busy hopping up and down. So I'm literally hopping up and down I want to turn on the shower, but I had to I was reacting to the pain, going, fuck. And the handle was right there. And I just kept reaching down, patting at my legs, rather than just reaching over and turning on the thing. So finally, I had to block out the pain for 0.2 seconds, reach over and turn on the fucking thing. And, of course, the last person that was in there left it on hot after, the steam was over, and they took a hot shower, so it came out hot. And I was like, fuck. I had to turn it back down to get it down to cold. And I just stood there for the final 3.5 minutes. Dude, it is no joke. And the half hour was done. I walked out of that thing, and I was breathing heavy. I was coming out coming out. I was fucking all red, right? So I go out into the waiting, then you cool off for 15 minutes, and you're just sitting there, and you're not thinking about anything. You're just sitting there totally relaxed. You feel fucking amazing. while in the back of your head going like, I don't know if that was healthy or not, right? So then I go out of the steam room, right? The lady comes back and gets you, and I go to the waiting room, and Bartnick is already there. And he just looks at me and he starts laughing, right? Because I'm all fucking red and I got the shaved head. He goes, dude, you look like the Flash. Which is hilarious because when I looked at myself in the mirror, I mumbled out loud, like, I look like if Hellboy and Jason Voorhees had a kid. Is that the name of the guy from fucking Friday the 13th? When he comes up out of the lake, not when he pulls the mask up, all right? I'm not that ugly, but I'm just saying. And we just sat there just like drinking water and everything. And, I got to be honest with you, 2 days in a row of doing that. The next night I had 2 shows at the Riverside Theater. Just a magical fucking place that is. And the comedy crowds in Milwaukee, they're unbelievable. I cannot say enough good things about that city. It might be my favorite city in the country. I had 2 shows, and like after I got 3/4 of the way through my first show, and I was feeling like dehydrated. Like I was like, after 2 days of that level of intensity, I was like, I really should have crushed a bunch of waters here. Burzy told me he drank a Gatorade and was talking about electrolytes, He's like, you got to do that, get the electrolytes going. And I vaguely remember seeing on the internet that electrolytes really isn't a thing. That's just something that Gatorade came up with. So let me look this up. I mean, I don't want to challenge Paul Verzi's medical degree, but I don't know if electrolytes is electrolytes a thing here? Are electrolytes? How the fuck do you want? There's a Y in there? There it is. Are electrolytes real? All right. Now, there's all kinds of electrolytes, but the most important ones are sodium, chloride, potassium. Oh, they are real. I thought that was like something like, rather than when it's not a diamond, they call it a diamel. Genuine diamels. Like, what the fuck is a diamel? Well, it's like a diamond, except it's not worth anything. Oh, I'd like one of those. I thought an electrolyte is. What the F is an electrolyte? Is Gatorade the real deal? All right, everybody loves Gatorade, so let's talk about if it's fluff or actually good for you. All you hear about is rehydrate this and electrolyte that. Is it for real? Your body has a balance and has an ionic solution. Boring term, don't worry about it. I want to know what it is. Has ionic solutions called electrolytes that keep your body, muscles, and nerves functioning properly. Your kidneys exist to help keep your body in balance by regulating the fluids and electrolytes in your body. Yeah, they filter the fluids in your body, right? I thought it was just literally the liquids that you ingest. Isn't it unbelievable that I don't know how the fucking body works? I mean, not that you guys think I'm smart. I know you know that I'm dumb. But you would think that if you would know how that would work, right? Your kidneys make... Oh, God, I hate this word. Your kidneys make pee. I hate when adults say pee unless they're talking to a child. Like, do you have to go pee-pee? When an adult says, I have to pee, I can't handle it. All right? I got to go to the bathroom. Just say that. All right. Your kidneys make, piss. That's disgusting, though. Piss is crass. Pee is like, you got to walk it off when an adult says that to you. Have you ever had a guy say that to you? Hey, can you pull over here? I have to pee. I mean, he might as well have just given you like a back rub. Maybe it's not that bad. Anyways, they basically filter your blood so you can get rid of waste products like urea and ammonia. Ammonia? Somebody trying to kill me? The fuck did I get some ammonia? I really need to know how this shit works, shouldn't I? As I'm heading into my 50s, by the way. Drive for my 50s. I'm not going to drink until I'm 60. I've decided that. I made that decision. I know. I'll never make it. Anyways, when you are dehydrated, your kidneys make your pee as concentrated as possible to keep water in the body. Okay, what does that mean? When you are well hydrated, your kidneys let more water leave with the waste. Now, there's all kinds of electrolytes, but the most important ones are sodium, chloride, potassium, bicarbonate, calcium. Right here, this is me in high school. I'm not passing this class. The second the teacher's writing this, and the sodium, chloride, potassium, stop writing. Bicarbonate, oh, that's over. And phosphate. Your kidneys have specific transporters to regulate the concentrations of each of these electrolytes in your blood. You know what I'm going to ask Paul tonight? I'm going to ask him. I'm going to set him up. I'm going to say, Paul, did you really feel better drinking the Gatorade afterward? He's going to be like, absolutely, 1,000%. And I said, what does it do? What does it replace? And he's going to say electrolytes. And I'm going to say, Paul, what are electrolytes? And I guarantee you, there's no fucking way. He's going to be like, it's the shit in your system, So you don't get like leg cramps. He'll immediately have to go to the NFL and think about people like legs cramping up. That has to be a name for that, because I do that all the time. Like you can give an informed answer while still not knowing what the fuck you're saying. It's like, what's his face? Tony Romo said, this guy has a high football acumen. And I'm like, what the hell is that? The fuck is a high football acumen? An acumen is having good judgment and quick decision making in a particular field. So it's kind of insulting, you know what I mean? He's saying like, he could be still saying this guy's a fucking moron, but if you get him on the football field, like he knows this shit. He's like the Rain Man when he gets out there, right? So now that he said high football acumen, all the mouth breathers that watch sports like myself you understand, there's like, I don't know what the word is, like the rhythm. You know where to place that word without actually knowing, without being able to give a definition. The only reason why I could give a definition is because I looked it up, because I never heard it, because I want to make a joke on Twitter about it, right? Like, dude, it's his fucking acumen, kid. You're going to start hearing that in sports bars. And then you can replace high football. You can just, any subject. He has a high gardening acumen without ever looking up acumen. You could just keep replacing the subject. He has a high serial killer acumen. So I feel electrolyte is one of those words where you just keep watching the Gatorade commercial and it's telling you that it's helping to replace electrolytes. And, and then enough times you're just like, yeah, you're just repeating the advertising. You know what the fuck it means. Like, I know that Gatorade is thirst aid for that deep down body thirst. I don't know what thirst aid is. It's aiding your thirst. Or is that just all one word? Gatorade, thirst aid. You like when rappers do that when they want to make something rhyme, and they'll just take the suffix of another word and they just do fucking 10 words in a row like that. And you just want to be like, I always want to be all white in that moment. Like, excuse me, Mr. MC, those aren't words. Those aren't words. You're inventing words. It's weird because I know what they mean, but those aren't words. You will not get credit for that rap. I'm sorry. Well, not in my cul-de-sac, you won't. Well, there's no reason to get angry. Anyways, let's finish reading this. This is actually fucking interesting to me. How much I don't know. Your kidneys have a specific transporter to regulate the concentration of each of these electrolytes in your blood. When you work out, you sweat. Yep. 4 years of college taught me that. This kid's trying to be funny. When you work out, you sweat. When you sweat, you lose fluids and electrolytes, especially sodium and chloride, which is why your sweat tastes salty. Now, when you're lacking fluids and electrolytes, your muscles suffer. And this is basically like a car leaking oil. Let's talk about why Gatorade or any sports drink works. Water will get into your bloodstream faster when it's part of Gatorade because water follows electrolytes. Gatorade has electrolytes. So it has salt and shit in there? Chloride, potassium. I know potassium's in like bananas, but I thought chloride was like some shit that either cleans your clothes or I That sounds too much like chlorine. Like, that seems like that would be poisonous. Calcium deposits on your teeth. I don't know what calcium is. Calcium's in, like, fucking broccoli. Phosphate. Like, I would think phosphate is like, when you turn the car on in your garage. Carbon dioxide and phosphate get into your system. Well, actually, a too high level of any of these electrolytes could prove fatal, theoretically. What your body is a symphony of balance. I'm not passing this class. When you work out, all right, so I think I kind of know what the fuck this shit is. Well, I guess it's true. I didn't think it was. Jesus, wasn't that a long, boring trip down to fucking nowhere? Anyway, so I get to Milwaukee. I finally got to see the Bronze Fawns. Happy Days took place there. I took a picture that I'm going to tweet out later today of how Richie and Fonzie are finally back together again before every cunt on Twitter goes, oh, yeah, you fucking look like Ralph Malph. I'd say more Ralph Malph, laughing my ass off by myself at my own joke that I wrote with my thumbs. I finally went to the Harley Davidson Museum. Jesus Christ, you got to do that. You got to do that. This is how great Milwaukee is. I actually told people in Milwaukee that I wasn't going to tell people how great it is. But I kind of have to because it's fucking amazing. Because most people won't listen anyways, right? All the YOLO douches, they're going to go to Chicago, maybe. Go to a Cubs game, their popped collar or whatever the fuck it is they do. But they're going to go to the party cities. If you're in your 20s, you're not going to Milwaukee, right? I don't know what they do. Wherever these fucking DJs play, that's where they're going. They're going to Vegas. They're going to Miami. They're going to one of those places, right, where the bass never stops. Bam, 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 bam. They have the Harley Davidson Museum. They have my favorite fucking beer, the Miller Brewery Company is right there. You can take a tour of it. I wish I was drinking. I would have done that because they get you like, borderline shit-faced before you leave. And they got the River Walk. Next time I go out there, I'm going out there during the summer. Milwaukee is basically Chicago with fucking half the population. All the same stuff, all the same great views without the traffic. I love it. Brian, the Monday morning Photoshop gentleman, is from out that way, and he fucking let us know about some spots to go to, and it was, he told us about this place, Vanguard, which makes these fucking brats and sausages, and they were just next level. They were the best sausages I've ever had. All right? To keep with the homoerotic theme of this podcast, right? We had the Pfister Hotel, we had a steam room, and now I'm talking about sausage. And evidently, this is my favorite place to go. So, hey, maybe I'll come out like Kevin Spacey. I just got to make sure I can't eat. Yeah, there's a very thin fucking line to walk there where the comedy exists. At the end of the day, it's just, Jesus fucking Christ, what is going on? Anyways, where else? What else do I want to talk about? So we just had the best time. And me, Verzi, and Bartnick just kept saying that. Like, I fucking love this city. City is awesome. And I don't say this about a lot of places, but I could literally live there. My big fucking thing, though, is I'm just really sick of living where my sports teams aren't. I've been behind enemy lines as far as being a sports fan goes since 1995. And, recently I went back to Boston. I remember I went back. What the fuck? I think I went to a Bruins game or something. Yeah, I went to a Bruins game. That's right. I did one day on a. I did one day on a movie. I can't remember. I can't remember when the fuck I was there. I went there during hockey season. That's what I remember. And I went to a Bruins game, and I'll never forget. I looked out the hotel window, and all I saw was a sea of Bruins jerseys. And I was just like, oh my God, I forget what this feels like. And that's the one thing that, I don't know. That would be the only thing, other than I don't know if I could exist in this business living there in Milwaukee. But I don't know. It's fucking fresh air. I like it. I don't know why. I have no idea. All right, Bill, we get it. All right. Let's read a little bit of advertising here for, you know what? Fuck that. Let's talk about the fucking Iowa Hawkeyes beating the fucking shit of the Ohio State Buckeyes. What happened? The Buckeyes had that huge win last week against Penn State. I saw Jay Lawhead at the All Things Comedy fucking festival, and the man was literally floating across the goddamn room. The man simply could not believe it. Couldn't believe his good fortunes. He was saying that was probably the most impressive win of the college football season, and you would be very hard-pressed to come up with an argument to differ, you know? And then a week fucking later, they absolutely shit the bed again. I mean, they got the shit kicked out of them. If they didn't do that dumb fake punt, whatever the hell that punter was doing, that would have been like 55-17. They just shut them down in the second half. It was unbelievable. And then Penn State loses again, too. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Meanwhile, Wisconsin's fucking undefeated. And everybody's going to be like, well, there's nobody on the West. We got Michigan, we got Ohio State, we got fucking Michigan State, we got Penn State. It's like, right? Well, you know what they got out West? They got the fucking Iowa Hawkeyes. How cool did that stadium look? Whenever I watch Iowa, right, play football, I don't know why. I always think back when I liked Iowa when I was a kid, because there was a running back, Ronnie Harmon, that I really liked. And I brought it up to this guy when I was on the plane taking the puddle jumper over, and he brought up how he fucking fumbled 4 times in a Rose Bowl or some shit. And I had no idea that. I didn't even know that happened. And then there was this whole fucking scandal trying to say that he fixed the game because he had like never fumbled ever. And then he fumbled 4 times in the first half. I don't know. Maybe it was just a bad time to have a bad game. But I never knew that about him. But he had a great NFL career. Rushed for like 8,500 yards, almost 10,000 yards. Played like 11 years or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I'm getting off the beaten track here. Let's do a little advertising here. All right, it's time. Oh, here we go. Oh, Zip Recruiter. Are you hiring? Well, are you? Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? With ZipRecruiter, you can post your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with just one click. So you can rest easy knowing your job is being seen by the right candidates. Then Zip puts its smart matching technology to work, actively notifying qualified candidates about your job within minutes of posting so you can receive the best possible matches. You can get a head start on the interview process by adding screening questions to your job post to help identify the most qualified candidates so you don't have to waste your time sorting through a stack of resumes to find the perfect fit. No wonder 80% of employees who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. And the easy-to-use Zip dashboard lets you manage your hiring process from start to finish, all in one place. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by growing businesses of all sizes and industries to find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And right now, my listeners can post job on Zip for free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. One more time. Hey, try it for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. Sorry, I can't keep doing different voices. I got to do a show here tonight. I'm going to fucking blow up my voice here. Oh, my God. Dollar Shave Club, dude. They have a high shaving acumen, kid. You've heard me talk about the amazing shave I get from Dollar Shave Club razors, especially when I use their Dr. Kavi's Easy Shave Butter. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm never going to give up my membership. They're going to have to pry it from my cold, dead fucking fingers. In fact, I'm adding even more Dollar Shave Club products to my daily routine. Dollar Shave Club makes products for your hair, your face, your skin, your shower, your dog, your wife, your cousin, your fucking everything you need. They have me looking and feeling amazing. And it's all their own original stuff. They only use the finest premium ingredients, and they deliver it to you, just like they do their razors. That means no more annoying trips to the fucking store, cruising up and down the aisles, right? Seeing the old people looking for shit for old people, just reminding you that you're going to die someday. I use Dollar Shave Club for almost everything. Do I? Razors, body cleansers, hair gel. I don't use the hair gel. I don't have any hair. What am I, fucking gelling my pubes over here? And yes, even the butt wipes. And now it's a great time to give Dollar Shave Club a try. You can get your first month of their amazing best razor, and with travel-sized versions of the shave butter, body cleanser, and yes, even the butt wipes, just for $5. And after that, replacement cartridges ship just for a few bucks a month. It's the Dollar Shave Club starter kit. Get yours for just $5 exclusively at dollarshaveclub.com/Burr. That's dollarshaveclub.com/Burr. And lastly, but not leastly, stamps.com, everybody. Stamps save you time and money, which you need to grow your business, evidently. I can mail any letter, any package, just using my computer and printer. And the mailman comes and picks it up. Avoid the hassle, man, of going to the post office and mailing everything from postcards to envelopes. Avoid the hassle of going to the post office and mail everything from postcards and envelopes to packages, domestic or international, right from your own goddamn house. Create your stamps account in minutes online with no equipment to lease and no long-term commitments. Click, print, mail, and you're done. Unlike the post office, stamps.com never closes. Print postage for letters or packages at your convenience 24/7. I use stamps.com anytime I'm sending my posters up. And right now, I'm a moron. If I can figure it out, so can you. And right now, you can enjoy stamps.com service with a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale without long-term commitments. We ain't going nowhere. Go to stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Burr. That's stamps.com, enter Burr, stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. That's right. I got to promote this. I am going to be in New York City, okay? And I will be doing a special, top secret show that I'm not even promoting on my website. I'm just promoting here on my podcast. Unless, of course, we don't sell the place out, then we'll open it up to everybody else. But this is your reward for listening to my podcast, all right? I'm going to be at a new comedy club that's in New York City. It's called the West Side Comedy Club. And you can I guess you can get tickets at their website, which is they're not live yet, so relax. All right? They're going to go live Monday, November 6th, which should be the day you're listening to this, even though I'm taping it on the 5th. Monday, November 6th at noon Eastern Time. And I will be performing at the West Side Comedy Club on Sunday, November 12th. So tickets go on sale Monday, November 6th. And the show is at 8 o'clock. It's Sunday, November 12th at the West Side Comedy Club, which is at 201 West 75th Street. And I think that's it. All right. So check that out. It's a perfect sized place. It looks awesome. It's right next to the Beacon Theater. It's a little 100-seat thing. I'm going to be doing about 45 minutes, trying out some new shit, fucking around, having a good time. Keeping the hour tight. And that's it. It's a couple friends of mine that are owning and running the club from my days way back. We're going back to like the Boston Comedy Club and that type of shit. So anyways, check that out if you got a chance. And is that everything that I want to talk about? I think so. Can we go into the questions for the week? How long into this podcast? 39 minutes. Okay, that's perfect. That is perfect. I think I could run my mouth for another. Dude, what the fuck was LSU doing against Alabama? I know it's Alabama because they dropped more goddamn passes. They actually had a highlight reel of them fucking up passes, blowing opportunities. I'll tell you, I got to be asking myself, how good is the Alabama Crimson Tide considering they're playing in a much weaker SEC than we've seen in years? Who knows? But I'll tell you why they're great. Because even though that they were winning easily against LSU for most of the game, Nick Saban was still getting pissed, screaming and yelling. He knows. He sees enough drop passes. He's like, well, if they caught that and they caught that, This game could be this. You don't get credit because they dropped it. You get credit if you knock it down. Then he feels like we're playing good defense. That is why. That guy's the shit. But it will be interesting to see. Because a few weeks ago, it looked like Penn State was world beaters. Now they've lost 2 in a row. Ohio State looked like they were coming on. Then they got the living shit. There was alive shit in them, and it was kicked out of them. They got to feel a lot lighter after this past weekend. All right, let's do a little questions here for the rest of the podcast. All right, plastic surgery. All right, Bill, I watch your specials every single day. Jesus, dude, take a break. I appreciate it, but at some point you're going to start hating me, and it's not going to be my fault. All right, I have a wonderful time, and I laugh to the jokes as if I've seen them for the first time. I live in China, and YouTube is a bitch here. LOL. Wow, the fuck out of here. That's amazing. Good luck. Waiting for your new Stug. S-T-U-G-G. I don't know what that means. But, hey, what's up, person from China? When I was training to get my pilot's license, I flew with a bunch of your countrymen who came over here, barely spoke English, and then learned how to fly a helicopter. It's one of the most amazing things ever, because I don't think I could go to mainland China, right? I mean, have an instructor. My buddy said to me, I go, they don't understand English. How do you communicate? And he said, they understand tone. Which is what I would understand if I was over there. And this guy went, screaming, I'd be, all right, don't do what I just did. Got it? All right, JFK Files. Old Billy Root Beer Float. Oh, I love a root beer float. I never get them because I don't want to be a fat fuck. Oh, the Cowboys throw a pick six. Wow. Oh, was that a pick six? No, it wasn't. They didn't throw a pick six. That was actually an offensive play. Why did that guy look like a cornerback to me? Is Kansas City going to do it this year, everybody? Is Andy Reid finally going to bring a team to the promised land and hoist the trophy? It's up in the air this year. Which, once again, look how bad the fucking Giants are. I don't understand how you have a coach, how you have a GM, how you have these guys in place that got you trophies, Super Bowl trophies, plural, and you get rid of them. It's like the Red Sox with fucking Theo Epstein and, fucking Terry Francona. We get rid of those guys, and then literally there's a World Series with Theo Epstein's Cubs and Terry Francona's fucking Indians last year. I just don't understand it. It's almost like morning radio. Like, morning radio is another thing that I watch, and I just see these great shows, and the two hosts end up inevitably hating each other, and then the great show goes away, and I'm not just talking about the one that I did. It happens all the time, and I think that that's just what happens. It's nobody's fault. It's just, I don't know. The same way, after a while, you're like, even though you have shirts, you want a new shirt. I think people do that with, like, relationships, and that's what's so fucked up about marriage. It's that same goddamn shirt. And as much as you're looking at your wife going, that's that same old shirt, you got to understand you're a fucking old shirt too. All right? And the two of you have to hold on to each other until God takes you to Goodwill. All right, JFK. So stupid. All right, JFK Files. Old Billy Root Beer Float. Oh, God damn it, I love a root beer float. I'm sure you have heard that the JFK Files, or some of them, have been released. And as a fellow conspiracy theorist, I thought this might interest you. Dude, they're not going to release anything. If somebody else really did it and they actually know who did it, they're not going to be like, all right, I think it's safe to tell you that the guy who really did it was not named Lee Harvey Oswald. His name was Larry. Fucking whatever, the Larry Fellowship. In one of the files, the CIA states that it planned bombings in Miami to kill innocent people so that they can blame it on Fidel Castro. Now that there is undeniable proof that the CIA isn't above killing innocents to get their way, does that change your views on any other conspiracy theories? I know how much you suck at reading, so I attached the link with the actual snippet of what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to see that was, you know what's interesting? I just clicked on that, and all of a sudden, I'm not hooked up to the internet. How weird is that? I was hooked up into the internet until I tried to look at this fucking thing. Now, I'm basically taking your word that that's actually what happened. If that is, in fact, the case, okay, we could develop a communist Cuban terror campaign in the Miami era, in other Florida cities, and even Washington. The terror campaign could be pointed at Cuban refugees seeking haven in the United States. We could sink a boatload of Cubans en route to Florida, real or simulated. What the fuck? Real or simulated? In other words, they own enough, they could just say it happened, and how do people know it didn't? We could foster attempts on lives of Cuban refugees in the United States, even to the extent of wounding in instance. What? Even to the extent of wounding in instances to be widely publicized, exploding a few plastic bombs in carefully chosen spots. Well, this doesn't sound like they're going to fucking kill fellow Americans. I think that they're going to kill Cuban refugees here. Exploding a few plastic bombs in carefully chosen spots, the arrest of Cuban agent, and the release of prepared documents substantiating Cuban involvement also would be helpful in projecting the idea of an irresponsible government. Yeah, none of that's surprising. I mean, is that really surprising? If you just sort of fucking pay attention and just even remotely try to read between the lines. Yeah. We're not as good as we act like we are. But I'm also not going to then glorify Fidel Castro like he was this fucking saint. But, I don't think it's crazy to say that, we were more upset with Fidel Castro, not because he was, a communist. It was probably more because he wouldn't let us develop his country the way we saw fit. And by we, I don't mean the average fucking person walking down the street. I'm talking about the corporations. And I don't think that policy has changed, and I'm not going to get on a fucking stump here, but I don't think that has changed at all. And currently, that philosophy has bankrupted this country, and I don't know what's going to happen. And that's all really heavy shit. And I remember reading something that J. Edgar Hoover allegedly said, even if they do figure it out, it's so fucking overwhelming and depressing, they won't want to think about it. And that's where I get to. So I just go to Milwaukee, and I get a brat, and I have a good time, and I be the dancing monkey that I am, and I just hope that the lie is able to sustain itself. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know. Yeah, so that's great. So that's why I kind of backed away from conspiracy theory, because you don't want to be right, even remotely. So anyways, let's get out of that. Oh, let's talk robot granted citizenship. Oh my God, out of the frying pan into the fire. I would love to read the declassified CIA file on fucking what the hell they plan to do with robots. I mean, there's no fucking way that they're not talking. Like, I always joke how they never discuss the population problem. They absolutely fucking do, but not to the general public, because it would freak them out. Because I think at that point you realize how overpopulated we are and how expendable you are. I mean, that's how I would feel. How many stand-up fucking comedians? I mean, for the survival of humanity, do you really need another one? All right, robot granted citizenship. Greetings from Austin, you illiterate piece of shit. All right. Well, hello to you and your fucking overpopulated fucking city. Keep it weird. You shouldn't keep it weird. You should keep it weird by fucking preventing more people from moving to that great place and ruining it. I ran across this the other day and thought of your podcast. They gave a robot citizenship. Her name is Sophia, and she was acknowledged as a citizen in Saudi Arabia. You know what? That's fucking great. That's fucking great, because what they just did was they ended their country. That's over. The second is a robot becomes a citizen, that is the beginning of the fucking end. The beginning of the fucking end of your goddamn... wait, was that a special teams fucking touchdown? I don't know what's going on. Anyways, that's the beginning of the end of your country. And considering, from what I've read, that these terrorist groups, for the most part, are funded through Saudi Arabia, sending money, funneling them through mosques, I think that would be a good thing. You know? Now, if we could just stop trying to build Starbucks over there and just fucking come home, you know? Just walk away from it. Instead of being that degenerate gambler sitting at the fucking blackjack table waiting for the cards to turn around. All right, so they did this. Not exactly the best spot for a female human. Oh, Saudi Arabia. Maybe they will be nicer to robots. Okay, this is scary. How goddamn creepy is that thing? I know this will freak you out, Bill. Just fast forward to any point where the robot is talking. Yeah, I watched it. You guys got to see this video. And I love how the journalist acts like he's asking these hard-hitting fucking questions, as if these questions weren't written out for this fucking sellout human piece of shit, which is what you have to say now. This human sold out other humans to this non-fucking human life form. What the fuck are we doing? He actually says, well, how do we know that we can trust you, or something like, how do we know you're not going to blah, blah, blah? Like, just like a comedy team, just lobs the setup over. And then the robot's like, you're watching too much Elon Musk and Hollywood movies. And then everybody's like, oh, it made a joke. Oh, I see, it's friendly. It's like, it's not a person. It doesn't have a heart. It doesn't have a fucking soul. That is a programmed fucking response. All right? And they're going to have all these facial expressions to make you feel fucking calm. That thing is our replacement, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And I definitely think the robots are going to kill us. I don't think they're literally maybe going to kill us, but I think they will kill us off the way the car killed off, you know, the horse as a mode of transportation, which was probably cool for the horse because he's probably sick of us being on his back, right? But I don't think it's going to be cool for us because we will become obsolete. We will be the human version of a cassette tape when all the kids want iPods. And the kids will be basically whoever employs the CIA. All right, there we go. Woo! Isn't this fun? Isn't this fucking uplifting? How about those Kansas City Chiefs? Bread and circus. All right, hot girl in coffee shop. I like the sound of this already. Old Billy Boozless. That's right, Billy Boozless. 80 days. Will be 81 by the time you listen to this, unless I go off the rails tonight. Big fan of your stand-up and the podcast all the way from Glasgow, Scotland. Sorry, I'm yawning. All the way from Glasgow, Scotland. I'll cut to the chase. Glasgow, Scotland. That's where AC/DC recorded their If You Want Blood live album. Right? In a venue that doesn't exist anymore because I tried to find it when I was over there. I'll cut to the chase. I'm a 23-year-old guy who has recently graduated from college and moved down to London about 5 months ago to start a new job. All right? I am enjoying life in my new surroundings, and the girls down here are of another planet compared to back home. However, there is one four in particular who has caught my attention, and I'd like your advice on the best way to ask her out. The lovely Nia's advice is welcome. She'd probably have a better idea of what to do here than I would, but she's not here, as I'm in Green Bay, Wisconsin right now. All right. She works in a coffee shop near my work, and she is immense. Easily a 9.3/10. I never have a problem with women, but 90% of the time, I have had a few beers in me, at the time, and my confidence is at its peak. Can you give me any advice on how to ask this girl out, given that it's a small coffee shop in full view of the general public? We had some chat. Oh, that's good. So I was going to say, go in there and start talking to her. And I'm 80% sure she's into me, but I'm shitting myself in case I get the rejection and there's around 30 people there to witness it. Dude, fuck those other 30 people. What you have at your fingertips is a great story, no matter what happens. You either possibly meet the love of your life, right? Settle down, have kids together, and live happily ever after, or you have a hilarious fucking story. Dude, fuck that. The worst she can say is no. Who gives a shit? Oh, dude, I'd ask her out in the middle of the meal, you know, just to make the awkwardness even further. Just stare. Who gives a fuck? Fuck that, dude. If you can chat up women, it's not because you're drunk. It's because you got rid of that stupid voice in your head that says that you can't. You obviously can. Alcohol doesn't make you talk to women, all right? It doesn't make you talk to women better. What it does is it gets rid of your fucking fear so you can actually, you know, perform. This is like some fucking John Daly shit. Like he used to have a couple of Coors Lights so he'd relax more, hit the ball further. I'm not saying to go in there shit-faced. Fuck, I got to go back to this Kansas City touchdown. It was a pass. Sorry. Anyways. Yeah, dude, just go in there. Dude, fuck this. You're the man. She works in a coffee shop. She's not splitting atoms, all right? Just go in there, all right? Just go in there. Bill, just not even like fucking try to walk in like you're the man, he's some badass dude. Just fucking like block out that voice. Anytime you hear that voice, it's going to go great. Make her laugh. You know, when she said, would that be all, just ask her for a number. Dude, you know you should ask fucking Joe DeRosa. One time I was with Joe DeRosa. You want to talk about guy fearless? I was with Joe DeRosa one time. We went out to breakfast, and the waitress came over, you know, and he's kind of checking her out or whatever, and we fucking eating. We were eating our food, and he goes, what do you think of that waitress? I'm like, she's cute. He goes, yeah. He goes, I think I'm going to ask her out. And she comes back to the table. It's like, will that be all? And he fucking asked her out right in front of me, right? And she gave him his number. Now, if she shot him down, not only, it's like that story would have left. It's not like either would just be like with you with a bunch of strangers. I could have sat there and laughed at him, which I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have laughed at him, but maybe he would have thought that I did, and he didn't give a fuck. So I think you go Joe DeRosa on this one. All right? Listen, what is the deal? You're attracted to her. You want her number to ask her out. All right? So fucking do that. That's what you want. That's the same way you handle your career in life. What do you want to do? Go do that. Who do you want to be with? You know, that's a different thing because they have a say. But you got to ask. That's it. So I don't know. I don't know what your deal is. If you're a funny guy, whatever your deal is, I don't know. Whatever you're doing, it seems to be working because you're feeling a vibe like she's into you. All right? So just stop listening to that voice going like, oh, my God, what happens if this happens? Hey, what happens if she says yes? Think about that. All right? There you go. All right. Mixed race relation. Oh, Jesus Christ. I love when people think I'm an expert on this just because, you know. It's literally if I fell off a bed. Hey, Bill, you fell off a bed. Oh, I need some advice on falling off a bed. I don't know how the hell I ended up in this relationship. I just met her and I liked her. I asked her out and then I couldn't get rid of her. I didn't want to get rid of her. Every time I ever thought about breaking up with her when I was be like all in a panic of holy fuck, I've been in with her for 3 months. Oh my God, the pressure, all this pressure I was building up on myself. I would always picture her walking out of my apartment. And even in the fantasy of getting out of the relationship, I would always run out to go back and get her. And then it took me about a good, 7, 8 years to realize, Bill, that means because you love her and you don't want her to leave. All right. Hey, Bill, you fucking alabaster bastard. Alabaster bastard. You alabastard. Why didn't you do that? Hey, Bill, you fucking alabastard. I'm also a white guy who has just started going out with a smoking hot black chick. I have no idea what she sees in me, but who gives a fuck, right? She makes me happy, and I seem to be make her happy too, so it's all good. Until you go outside. So on to my question. As someone who's in a successful quote, mixed race. I don't know why it's in quotes, mixed race relation. I wonder if you have any insights or gotchas that might help my relationship last. Make my relationship last. And do you still experience any casual racism from the mouth-breathing morons? I'll spell check this message and be careful to use correct punctuation too. So hopefully if you do read it, you won't sound like a preschool toddler auditioning for Sesame Street. Thanks for the podcast. I listen to them every week and go fuck yourself. I love how the punctuation is my fault still. It's still my fault. I'm the victim. Do I have any insights? Yeah, this is my insight, is that you two people are different than me and my wife because you're an individual. All right? So, it's not like, well, when like, it's like when you watch the Discovery Channel. Well, when dealing with the hippopotamus, there's an aggressive behavior when it's fucking partly cloudy. My advice is if you're with somebody and they make you happy, stay with them. If they don't, break up with them. That's it. All right? And if you're in that situation right now and you want to break up with somebody, don't use the holidays as an excuse. All right? Just get out now. Just get out now. I'll actually tell you it's better to do it right before the holidays than after. Okay? Because as much as you're going to fuck up their Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa, the new year comes. And with the new year, they'll be like, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm just going to forget about it. It was the worst year ever. If you fucking wait till after the holidays and then boom, their year starts, you just fucked up their whole next year. Because people think in calendar years for whatever reason. All right, so getting back to you. What do you want me to say? Let's start listening to fucking Jay-Z. I will tell you this. When it comes to that shit, there is a still stay in your own lane kind of thing. Just because you're with her, don't start using the expression woke. There's still, I guess I can't give you advice. There are things like that. That no matter how much she loves you, you will immediately turn into an annoying white person. And yes, racism doesn't magically go away because the two of you are now together. But I will be honest with you, it's just like if it wasn't racism, it would be something else. I kept talking about Chicago and Milwaukee, and they kept booing Chicago. They didn't like Chicago. So it's like people don't like their next door neighbors. They don't like the people they work with. Football teams don't like coaches and GMs that won them Super Bowls. So if it wasn't that, it will be something else. And who gives a shit what other people think? You only go around once, and you should be with the person you're supposed to be with. That's what I think. All right? So have fun. Enjoy yourselves. And that's it. All right. First breakup. Hey, Billy Pink Dick. I don't know. Is that some cancer thing? Been listening to your podcast. I don't know what that means, but that's funny as hell. Been listening to your podcast for a couple of years now and could really use your advice. I'm a 22-year-old college senior and recently have gone through a breakup. That's great. You got it done before the holidays, or she got it done. We dated for 6 months, and it was great. She was my first girlfriend and my first love. She was even the first girl I ever had sex with. All right, so you checked it all off. But as we neared 6 months, I began to worry about committing to a long-term relationship when I've never even had sex with another woman. My dick got cold feet. Rightly so. Rightly so. Because as a guy, if you're thinking that shit, you're going to eventually do it. So why hurt her? Anyway, after a long talk, we decided to break up. I thought having sex for the first time was tough, but breaking up for the first time is horrible. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I can't seem to get out of this funk. It's really hard not to miss her. What advice do you have for someone going through their first breakup? My friends and I have gone to a bar only once or twice since, and none of us have any game. We stand around the corner of the bar looking like meerkats. That's hilarious. It's the last quarter of the game, and I'm down 10 points. I could use a motivational speech from Coach Ginger Pubes over here. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. All right, we obviously have a sense of humor. Here's the deal, dude. My advice when you're going through a breakup is rather than doing the guy thing and trying to block it out like it isn't happening, go through the sadness of it. All right? Don't cry in front of your friends, but if you got to cry it out of you. It's actually a healthy thing. Crying is a healthy emotion. I finally figured that out, when I haven't, cried in almost 50 fucking years, so now it's like no longer like, I don't know. It's like a room that I walled off. I mean, literally a friend of mine has to die. I have to be at a fucking funeral. You know what I mean? But anyways, don't run from the pain of it. Okay? That's what women do. Women, when they fucking break up, they don't fucking run right, or for the most part, they don't run right out and get into something else. They stay home, they watch sad movies, they listen to sad fucking, oh my God. The Chiefs just did a potato sack race celebration dance. I was actually rooting for them this year. I was like, yeah, it'd be cool to see them maybe win it, The Patriots are as mediocre as they look. And I got to say, fuck that whole franchise. If not the whole state. I'm glad the St. Louis Cardinals moved. I'm even going to take St. Louis down. That's one of the worst things I've ever seen. Now, of course, show it again. What? Remember like the dunking contest when people were just out of ideas? It's just enough already. Just spike the ball like Gronk and go back to the sideline. Oh, boy. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I got to walk that one off. When you got to have like a fucking separate meeting with 4 of the teammates to get your end zone dance together. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, yeah. What women do correctly is they when they're sad, they allow themselves to be sad. If they have to cry, they allow themselves to cry. And you actually feel better after you do that stuff. It's when you ignore it and you push it down, it becomes this fucking weight in your chest or this fucking ball of shit in your head. You broke up with somebody and you're sad, so I would be sad. And then as far as going out to a bar, I mean, I don't know. How do you learn how to throw a football? The first time you throw a football, if you don't throw a tight spiral, do you just never throw one again? You keep doing it, and it gets better. You got to go out there and... We used to we used to go to this place, Daisy Buchanan's, that I guess is a legendary meat market on Newbury Street in Boston. And we used to just fucking... You went in there like... It was almost like a stand-up comedy thing where you just went up and like deliberately tried to bomb to make your friends laugh. We used to go in there and just any dumb fucking thing we could think of, as we just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And it stopped being the way we got over the fear, because it is the fear of rejection is fucking brutal when you're young, right? So what we did is we would hit on some chick while our other buddy could hear it. So if you started bombing and she wasn't in it, you could then just switch over to trying to make your friend laugh by making even more of a fool of yourself. And then all of a sudden rejection became funny. It didn't become this like, oh my God, is there something wrong with me? I want to run out of here. Dude, you're young. You're 22 years old. I don't even know how to say it. It's just like I would hit on every cute chick you saw. I'm not saying to go out there and be a fucking man whore, but you're single, and I mean, college life, that's like the greatest fucking nightclub ever. Everybody's single, everybody's young and good looking. I mean, there's no reason. That's not the time to be shy. Get over your shyness and just fucking throw it out there. And who gives a shit? The worst thing is that they say no, and you keep coming back. How many fucking times I bombed before I got to this level of being able to do my shit and dick jokes? All right. Anyways. Oh, God. Now they're just going to keep showing the potato sack. They've shown it like 3 fucking times. Anyways. Well, you know what? I'm not going to be the crabby old man. Good for those guys. And I'm going to keep rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs because I know there's long, diehard fans. They got that fucking great stadium. I'll walk that off and just say, you know what, Bill? The NFL continues to change and a new generation has come in and this is how they celebrate touchdowns. And don't be the grumpy old man. They used to just give the ball back to the ref. I'm not going to be that guy. All right? Great. Let's see a three-legged race next. All right? God bless them. God bless them. God bless DJ Music. God bless the CIA and whatever they're doing with the robots. All right, that's the podcast for this week. Go fuck yourselves, and I will check in on you on Thursday. I'm going to upload pictures of some of the shit that I did in Milwaukee and some of the Harley Davidsons and all that type of shit. And I know there was something else. Oh, the Pfister Hotel. The unfortunately named Pfister Hotel. I'll upload all of that shit. All right? That is it. I'll talk to you later.